I got the seat cover on. This wasn't as bad as I anticipated. I anticipated this being a royal pain in the rear with plenty of magic words being used, but surprisingly it went on fairly easy. So right now I'm just locating all the holes for the bracketry that hold this, which I still got to buff these up yet, but I take my screwdriver, see how it has like bumps in it, and I get one of the parts that are out, and I just kind of rub it where they go until I feel a hole, and then I can poke the screwdriver through where the hole is. I can take the bracket and get a rough idea where to start looking, and I gotta get this bracket goes up there in the front, and we'll get the other side on, and then the front seat, I'm gonna put the seat mechanism, track mechanism on, and then I'm going to set it in the car so I can start on the seat backs. All these little brackets and hardware and stuff's on. I painted this as this is the mechanism that goes from, you know, between the two. And I painted the other little piece, which is, well, there, hanging right there. So they'll all be in, so once I get them in, we'll flip it over and you can take a look at the other side. It looks pretty darn good. All the mechanism now for changing the seat position is hooked up, so when you push this, whoops, it moves this one too. So when they're both pushed to where they're at the top, that unlatches the seat. There we go. We'll let it sit overnight to your day or two to get the wrinkles out, just like the back seat. You know, this was all folded up in the box pretty harshly, and the wrinkles come out. They did the other seats and everything else, so we'll give it some time. It'll look good. There's a lot of little fiddly business on it, but it came out good. So we're gonna start on those tomorrow. It's in the back of the lower part of the front seat, I should say, is in, and it looks pretty darn nice. I got to put the trim around it. I got to polish it, but I got to recover those first. So they're next on the agenda. I just thought I would just give a quick peek of what I'm doing. These are next, and probably work on that one. That one's a driver's one. And if I need to move the car out or something, I can. But it's looking good. The wrinkles are coming out of the vinyl from being boxed up. But there we be. Just thought I'd show a little bit of it. First thing I did was pull a trim hardware off both seats. One piece is right here, and one piece is right here. Both sides are off. I'm just going to take both apart so I can paint the frames, but looks like the only hog rings are right across here, and a couple like here, and there's two wires you can see, one there and one there, and that is all I really see. I'll have to snoop around in there as I pull it open to make sure there's nothing else holding it, but I think once those come undone, these covers will slide off, I'm hoping. These are metal tabs that got to be straightened out. These aren't hog rings here, so I'm just going to... I pulled them out a little bit with the screwdriver so I could get pliers on them and try and pull them nice and straight so I don't break them or damage them. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to be, hopefully, I don't know, things can go south quick. But we'll see. I think it'll come apart easy. All right, I need two hands here, so I got to set the camera down. There you go. Now you can see those little tabs all bent up, and I got the wires out there right there, so I'll get them cleaned and painted, and I got to get this. I think I'm going to leave most of this together. I'm only going to paint this. The springs and everything still have nice paint in there. Nothing wrong with them. And I think, I mean, even that burlap is like new in there. The backrests are in really nice shape, so I think I'm just going to paint up, you know, this kind of stuff and just recover it with that, because these seats were comfortable, and that I don't want to remove. I don't want to ruin that. I don't have that new, and I think that's important to be there. So that is going to stay the way it is. So let me get this cleaned up and painted what I need to paint here. That's all painted up, and like I say, everything else looks like brand new in there. It was really the only paint that really needed to be done was this thing. Everything else looked good, but I'm cleaning the seat belts up. Just got done polishing the bolts for the driver's side. This is the driver's side, and these are the driver's side belts. So I just basically went over the buckles and all this stuff with the buffer there. And now I'm going to Gojo up the belts and give them a good scrub and see how they come out, and then we'll do these are the right hander, the passenger side seat. Doing one side at a time. I want to get these in before I install that. That cleaned up like brand new. The buckle, that's the underside, the carpet side. This is the carpet side. This is the side that you'll see. Notice that there's numbers and writing on that. Yeah, and this is what the original, so this is the, look at the difference. This one, that stuff there just scrapes off. It's, I don't know what it is, but it literally, I can take a screwdriver and scrape it off, and then it polishes up like that. And this side was just as bad. But there was one little spot right there I couldn't get off where I think the chrome, but that's against the floor, as you can see. This is the side that, so it's all good, just like this one. That's the side you don't see, but we'll get that all cleaned up just like we did this one. And what I used to clean was this. Yeah, a tip from one of my loyal viewers. Suggested using Gojo, slathering it with Gojo, and I did that to the rear seat belts, and they came out like brand new. And the front ones were just as bad, and look at them. So I'm gonna let that dry overnight, and then I'm gonna put this in the car, and then I'm gonna let the paint dry on that overnight, and then I'm gonna put the cover on it. I'm gonna put these in the car before I install that. So this part of the belt needs to be over the seat. This just sits on the floor. That's no big deal. But I need to jack the car out and get under it to poke a needle through the hole for this so I can locate the hole. I did that with the driver's seat. I used a needle from underside and poked it through the carpet, and then I marked it with chalk where the needle came through on all 8 holes. And then I just took my soldering gun and just kind of burned it around and out. And I'm going to do the same with for the rear seat belts. This has got a screw on the underneath there, so I'll probably have to take the seat out to, you know, after the seat backrests are installed. So I'll have to at least lift it up if I don't take it totally out. I put this handle on too, just so I could move the seat back and forth. It's about maybe midway right now, and the wrinkles are coming out. Every time I look at it, it's just, you know, I might pull the covers out for those and set them out. Maybe I'll set them on the hood of the car here so they can start you know, unfolding. But these covers, I don't know if there's a difference in the right and the left. I'll show you on the new one. The old ones, I don't see anything significant difference, but let me just show you something here. These are the seat covers for the backrests. And notice how one's green and one's red. Typically on boats, that's like your navigation. So your left side of the boat or your port side is typically red on a boat, and your starboard side, right side, is typically green. And if that's the case, these are backwards, because on a boat, this would be red, that would be green. So maybe, you know, if you're sitting in the seat of the car at the helm of a boat. So maybe that's not the way they designed them, so when you stand and look at them like this, who knows. But there is a significant difference in the cover. See the stitch right here? See that stitch right there? See how if I put it over here, the stitch is different? So it's important that the right cover goes on the right backrest. So this is the left side backrest, and this is the right side backrest. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. I thought maybe they did these red and green so it'd be like a boat. This would be the right side, this would be the left side. But yeah, if you're looking at the vehicle, but if you're, you know, looking the proper way, which is this way, you know, because that's the way you refer to a car, that being the right side, this being the left side, like as if you're sitting in the wheel. Same with boats, it's always like you're at the helm. And so anyway, we're gonna put that cover on that side and this cover on this side because of this. That's kind of logical, you know, to where I think what goes where. This is another day, and I was hoping to get the seat together on the driver's side at least, but that's not happening, and I'll show you why. There's two issues with the seat cover. One, the stitching on the vinyl here. See how it's kind of pulled apart there? And from this side, you can actually see through it. There you can see my finger. So what's going to happen if I put this together? That's just going to rip out, and then I'm going to have an open ripped seat here. And the other issue is on the top here. This wasn't stitched properly. I've had this cover off, I've fooled with it, I've heated it, I've, you know, tried to work it out, and those wrinkles don't come out. They're permanent. There's just no getting around it. I think that it's just the way it was stitched, and I can even pull on it here, and that still wants to stay kind of wrinkled. So yeah, it's just the way it's stitched. I mean, the back looks pretty good. You know, you can see adhesive. There's adhesive all over this cover too. I mean, it's just covered with it, so I'll have to go over it with adhesive remover when I'm done. But that definitely is not acceptable. And so I contacted them. I sent them an email, and in the meantime, I'm going to start taking this one apart, clean these seat belts up. Maybe we can get the right side together. Certainly not getting the left side together. Seat belts are dry now and look pretty good. I might be able to install them and go from there. But yeah, we're at a stop on the driver's side backrest completely. So let me start taking the cover off this one, and we'll go from there. So these wrinkles will come out as it, all the wrinkles and everything have been coming out as it's been on for a while. And I'm totally happy with how it looks. I just washed the seat belts on this side. I'm going to buff the trim. I got to put the little brackets on this, so I got to hunt up the holes and screw them on for the, you know, for the trim that goes on there. So let me get them on, and then we'll get the trim polished up and on, and then I think I'll put the seat belts in for both sides. I cleaned the other seat belt up. Came out pretty nice. This is the side you see, that's the side against the carpet. So that's where that really nasty area was, and that cleaned up pretty good. Buckle, everything's in good shape. That's the driver's side, this is the passenger side. So there we be. I'm gonna finish that, and then I'm going to start on door panels, and we'll deal with this when we hear from them. And yeah, that I fooled with this for literally for several hours, 3 or 4 hours, and just came to the conclusion that's got to be, you know, they're human made, and humans are not perfect. And so you're bound to have an issue or two, especially like I say, when you do a whole car. You're not going to do a whole car and not run into issues. So hopefully we can get this all resolved so we can get that in. And anyway, I'm going to start I buffed, did I show it? I don't bother showing the buffing because that's, you know, boring. This is one that I buffed. This is one that I have not buffed. So we'll get to, does it show? Yeah, I think you can see that this is a driver's side, this is a driver's side, this is passenger, and this is passenger side. So I'll get those buffed up here as soon as I get the brackets for these on the backrest. I'm going to do that right now. This is the piece that I got to find the holes for. This just screws to that little metal arm that pivots down near the bottom. That I don't have to pierce any vinyl. This one I do to screw that on. All right, let me get these attached. Before I polish this trim up, I was just wanting to put the brackets on. I installed the bottom bracket and screwed it on, and then I held the top bracket up. It's screwed in to the clip is screwed in. Then I can see, I get my light, and I can literally see where it screws to the seat, so I can mark it with some chalk there, and then I know approximately back here where to look for the holes. And I think that, oh, I just broke my chalk. Anyway, then I'll find the hole and board out, you know, punch it so I can put the bracket on, and then we'll polish that trim up and install it permanently. Well, I got both brackets mounted on, the screw holes all line up, and now I can take this and polish it up. So there we go. Looks pretty nice. I'll clean all this up. It's still got greasy smudges. There was only one screw in this, and there was one screw up here with this little doohickey that was right here, like so. That's how that was put together. And I'm going to put it together exactly the same way. So I'll clean all this up, vacuum up the chalk. I picked up most of it, but we'll get all that cleaned up after we get the, you know, the pieces on it. Yeah, it started sprinkling, but I was polishing up my little screws because they're a little rusty to hold that trim on. I already buffed the trim. I did that outside till it started raining. Alright, so you get the picture, just buffing out all the little screws that hold the trim on. I think they're going to look pretty darn good once they're all buffed out. There we go. Passenger side seat is done. Folds up, doesn't hit anything. Seat belts in. These are all nice and free and turn like they should. Everything looks good. Other than that seat cover, looks pretty good. That's light. That's light shadow on there. You see it move. Take my word for it, it's moving. It's just light shadow. It's not a wrinkle. And I'll put the center seat belts in when I jack the car up. I got to jack it up to get the tires and wheels off to put new tires on, and I want to paint the wheels. So we'll deal with them. The center seat belts when I jacked up to that, which will probably happen this next week. But I put this one in too here. Like I say, to get up, you know, in that drive shaft tunnel there. I'm going to have to jack it up because I want to poke something through from the underside to locate the seatbelt holes there. I don't want to wing it and miss and mess the carpet up. So I'll get a needle through there, chalk mark it, and I just took my soldering gun and burned the hole after I marked it. This one I just took the sill plate out, pulled the carpet back, found it, pulled the carpet back where it belonged, felt where it was, marked it, burned it through with the wood burner or the soldering gun, and then put it back together. It came out pretty good. So I'm going to start on the door panels probably Tuesday, and I got to deal with them on this. It's just that I can't put this, I can't bring myself to put this together with that stitching like that. That's gonna fail, and then, you know, it's gonna look terrible. So there's no getting around that. That will fail, and then this will be pulled out, and, you know, the padding will come out. So we'll deal with them on that. They do have the convertible top boot right now. I mailed that off, the original and the one they made, so they can get that squared away. So yeah, they had UPS come pick it up right from my house, and they're really bending over backwards to take care of that. I hope the same with this. Just kind of do a run around of the interior. I mean, that came out, the dash part came out nice. Everything looks good there. I'm gonna have to get some floor mats. The company that makes the carpet can make floor mats. I might look into getting some Galaxie ones. But, you know, I just wanted to kind of, I know the lighting isn't that great in here right now with the top up, but just kind of wanted to show you how everything's looking. The battery's disconnected, that's why the light's not coming on, because I've been opening door, you know, the doors have been open while I've been working on it, and that one interior light comes on, and I leave the trunk open all the time, and I don't want the battery to go dead from leaving things open. But anyway, I just thought maybe there, that's kind of maybe where my head would be if I was driving the car. Somewhere around there, I'm guessing. So you kind of, I don't know, maybe there, somewhere anyway. It's definitely comfortable to sit in, no question about that. And like I say, these wrinkles that were, there was a couple bad ones right there, and they're coming out. These are from me sitting in it, but the ones over here pretty much will have come out totally. So we just got these two right there to go. And I think that, you know, the interior will look fine. But again, you know, I just wanted to reiterate, I didn't video the working on the seat covers because the tripod just gets bashed. As I said, I tried to, well, I don't know if I did or not, I tried to set it up and we just knocked it silly, and the camera went tipping over, and it's just in our way. So I have help when Jeremy helps me when I'm working on those covers, pulling them on. And so it's just kind of in the way. That's why there's not much or no video of actually physically putting the seat covers on. But it's moving along. Like I say, next will be the side, these panels. And then the interior will be pretty much all set, other than we need to, you know, we'll get some tires. And yeah, I think really I'm looking at the chrome. I got to call the chrome plater. And so yeah, I think next week I'll start working on getting the wheels off so I can start painting them. Also, while I'm working on door panels, and, you know, while glue's drying, I can bead blast wheels and stuff. So I think maybe sometime next week I'm going to get the tires ordered and get these ones broken down. That way I can put that, you know, those seat belts come up in between here. This is where the seat goes in. It's just kind of sitting there. I'll probably have to unbolt the seat to lift the back to put that screw in. But anyway, and so I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I'm going to end this video here. If you like the video, definitely hit the like button. It certainly does help. And if you want to see this Galaxie interior finished up, hit that 348 engine icon there. That'll subscribe you to my channel. And thank you for watching my videos.